Hi everyone. So welcome to my Tuesday Facebook Live. This is so let me tell you what happened. I was setting up my phone and this little piece that's supposed to hold my phone broke off of my tripod. I don't know if you can see that. Like the little piece. I mean, it just broke off. So my phone right now is in a very awkward situation. So I hope that it does not fall down in the middle of our Facebook Live. And then I will have a week, I guess, to figure out a new situation. I may have to head to Amazon and get something sent to me right away. But yeah, so this happened literally like 3 minutes ago, and I've just been in like a mad rush to figure out how to get my phone situated so that you guys could see me. So I sound a little off today too. Just I'm getting over a cold that I had over the weekend, so I sound a little off, but I feel a lot better than I sound, I think. So we are still going to press on, and hopefully you guys will just bear with me through my scratchy voice. And if you are watching, please chime in and let me know that you are here. We're gonna go through our, let me see if I'm live. It doesn't, I think I'm live. It doesn't seem, it's always so hard to figure out on my computer, but it looks like I'm live. So anyway, I'm gonna adjust this. Just, no, I don't want to touch my phone. I'm afraid it will fall. So you guys can see the legs of my tripod, but I'm sorry, we're gonna have to make it work this time. But let's go through the promotions real quick. The big one this month, if you have bonus days coupons that you earned last month, make sure to redeem them this month. So if you spent $50 or more last month, you should have earned one or more bonus days coupons that you can use this month. Each coupon is worth $5 off your order, so make sure you use them. You can only use them through September 30th, so you can only use them this month. So make sure that you use up those bonus days coupons, because you can't use them after this month is over. The other thing I wanted to tell you, if you place an order on my online store using this hostess code, if your order is over $50 or more, I'm going to send you these Santa Workshop enamel shapes for free. They are so adorable. There's little trees, snowflakes, and bows, and a bunch of little dots in the white. I believe that's garden green, and then poppy parade. So really cute. Really cute embellishment. So if your order is over $50 or more, make sure you head to my online store and place an order. Using this hostess code, you have to use the hostess code. If your order is over $150, don't use the hostess code. You'll get the hostess benefits, and I will still see that and give you the free gift. So I think that's it. If your order is over $250, we do have a special DSP promotion this month too, where hostesses with orders over $250 get free exclusive DSP. So, and I'm hoping to get that very soon. I don't have that on hand, but I'm hoping to have it soon. And I may actually do a big giveaway on that, so watch for that coming soon. So today we are going to use the Winter Woods stamp set and In the Woods framelits. These come as a bundle in the holiday catalog. And this stamp set was not on my radar. I kind of just passed it by. But after a few samples, I have fallen in love with the stamp set. I love this tree. This is a tree we're using today. I've seen so many techniques done with this one, and I can't wait to use these little trees here. And then the framelits, I wanted to show you these framelits too, because they are pretty awesome. So I have the ones that we're going to be using out. So I have this is the, the tree outline. I have that taken out. And then this one is really cool. I haven't used it, but all these little branches here, they pop up and make like a fluffy kind of tree. So I really can't wait to play with that. So, and then in the framelit set, you get 1, 2, 3 of the little pine branch. So if you're cutting out multiples, you can stamp them all, and then you can cut 3 at a time, which is a huge time saver. And the same for the pine cone. They give you 2 of those, and then 2 of the branches as well. Although I think those are slightly different. They might be slightly different, but I mean, you could use them. They're slightly different, but you could use them for, I mean, anything. You could cut them out 2 at a time, and then it comes with this awesome little slope. So really, really fun framelits. I love them. I can't wait to play with them more. And then the stamp set, of course, is just beautiful, and I have been having a lot of fun playing with it. We're actually using this stamp set at my card class this weekend. We're doing the best of the holiday catalogs, and I was looking at the cards that we are making yesterday, and we are using a ton of holiday catalog products. So if you're coming to my class this weekend, stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to set that aside. We're going to use that in a minute. And then the other stamp set that we're going to use is called Peaceful Noel. This comes with a punch, and I think I have the punch on my desk. It comes with, you can buy it as a bundle with the punch, with this little sprig punch. But this is also a really, really fun set. We are using this little Merry Little Christmas Greeting. So this is a photopolymer set, really fun. You can bundle it as a punch, and it's really affordable. And then the final thing that I wanted to show that we are using the Joyous Noel specialty paper, and I'm going to pull this out so that we can look at it. This paper is pretty fun, fantastic. It has copper foiling on all of the sheets, on one side of all of the sheets. So you can, this one, and then the back is just plain. There's no copper foiling on the back, but it's beautiful, beautiful DSP. And then there's this one with the copper foiling, just fantastic and beautiful DSP. And then it has the cherry cobbler stripes on the back. So this one has some copper snowflakes, which is just gorgeous. And then on the back, there's more cherry cobbler little stars or poinsettias maybe. This is my favorite one. I love these little reindeers. Aren't these just adorable? And the copper foiling is the stars on this one, but I love this paper. So cute. And then just a really fun Christmassy pattern on the back. And then, hi T. This is another one that we're using today. We're actually using the polka dots on the back, but I love this copper foiling on this one. Isn't that pretty? So this paper is just gorgeous, and this is in the holiday catalog. And this one has those vines. Beautiful, beautiful. And then just a really classic little hollies on the back. So we are using this DSP today, and I wanted to just show it to you because it's just so gorgeous. So I'm going to put this away real quick. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is the card we're going to make today. We're going to do a little bit of partial die cutting. I'm going to show you how to do that on the Big Shot. And we're going to do a little bit of embossing too, because I love to heat emboss. That is my favorite technique. So let's get started. Let me get all my card bits here. So I have my card base. My card base is Sahara Sand, and it is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. So let's give that a good fold. We're going to put that off to the side. We're going to do our stamping first. I'm going to stamp my tree first. And then we're also going to stamp our greeting, just to get all the stamping out of the way. So let's go ahead and do the greeting first. So when you're embossing, and I'm embossing on vellum, but you always want to use your embossing buddy. It just helps cut down the static, especially in vellum. Vellum just loves to hold on to that embossing powder. So when you use the embossing buddy, it makes it less staticky, so the embossing powder releases better, except where it's supposed to stick. So I have my little tiny Merry Little Christmas here. I'm going to try to stamp this without getting my head in the camera. We'll see how good of a job I do. We'll see. Not too bad. It's a little high, but we're just going to go with it. We're going to make it work. That's the way we're rolling today. So I have copper embossing powder, and that's going to match the foiling in the DSP that we're using. So I'm going to just sprinkle that on here, and I keep my embossing powders in little containers like this. I just find it's easier. So with that embossing buddy, we didn't get any loose embossing powder anyway. And when we heat this copper embossing powder up, it's going to be so pretty. Okay, we're going to heat that up in just a minute. I do want to stamp my tree before we go any further. I think I've wedged my stamp pad in here with the way I've got my camera today. Oh, what a hot mess I am today. So I have Tranquil Tide ink here, and that is also the same color in the paper. So everything is coordinating, which is fantastic. It's one of the great things about Stampin' Up! Everything coordinates. So I'm going to make sure this is inked really well. My lovely tree. And I'm going to stamp it kind of off to the right a little bit. I want to make sure that that point is kind of straight, but I'm not going to worry too much about getting it perfect. So I'm going to give it a good press. Beautiful! Isn't that image beautiful? I love it. So this is definitely one of my favorite stamp sets in the holiday catalog, and I just got it. So I'm going to do a little heat embossing. It's going to get loud for a minute. When I heat emboss on vellum especially, I like to heat up my heat tool off to the side and wait till it's hot. That way it doesn't warp the vellum. Vellum warps very easily with a lot of heat. So I'm going to heat it off to the side real quick. And then once it's nice and warm, I'll bring it over and emboss my greeting. So, okay. And you'll see how quickly this goes with a really hot heat tool. So you should be able to see that changing. There it goes. Super quick. And that's it. Quick and easy. I love embossing. It's so beautiful. My greeting is just so cute. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm not going to worry about that for a minute. I'm going to pull in my Big Shot so we can do our die cutting. Let me pull this in. I have my magnetic platform on here and then my 2 cutting plates. And like I said, we are going to do some partial die cutting. So I don't know if you can see on this card. So it is only cut on the right side. So this is just a smooth sheet of paper. The stamped image is on here and we're only cutting it on the right side. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, even though I have my magnetic platform, I do have a piece of Post-it tape here just because I do not want this tree to move at all. And we're not going to cover it with a plate. We're only going to cover about half of it with a plate. So I really don't want it to move. So I'm going to, oh, you know what I forgot to do first? Hold on. Time out, please. Let me move my Big Shot out of the way real quick. Because, I need to pull this off for a minute, because the one thing that I need to do, I need to line up, I have a T-square ruler right here. I need to line up the point of this tree, and I just want to make sure that I get a clean, straight line. So I'm just going to do a line on the top and the bottom so we know where to line up the plates. And that'll make more sense in just a second. Okay, now let me pull in my Big Shot. Okay, so I have my Big Shot. We have our framelit. And I'm holding it in place again with the Post-it tape so that that framelit does not move. And then I have my top cutting plate here. And what I'm going to do is with those pencil marks that I've made, I'm going to line that cutting plate up with those pencil marks right there. So it is only going to cut, let me make sure that this is on camera. It is only going to cut where, so I've lined it up with those pencil marks right here, my cutting plate. So it is only going to cut on the right side of the framelit. The left side of the framelit won't cut because it's not being covered by the plate. So I'm going to hold this and I'm going to run it through. Okay, we're going to pull this out. I'm going to move my Big Shot again. This thing takes up a lot of room. Okay. So we're going to pop this off. We're going to take off our little Post-it tape here. And you're going to see that it is only cut on that side. It didn't cut on this side at all. It only cut where that plate was overlapping it. So now we're going to bring in our paper cutter. And once again, I'm just going to line up those pencil marks. And I'm going to use my cutting blade. And I'm just going to cut to the top of where the framelit cut, and then I'm just going to go from the bottom to where the framelit cut. We're just going to cut this piece away, and then we're left with this little piece over here. And if you have any stray pencil marks, you can just erase them. Then you're left with this beautiful little straight image with the tree cut on any framelit. You can hearts, circles, anything you want. It's just a fun little technique. So now we're going to take our greeting. And I'm just going to trim the end a little bit. You can make it a banner end if you want. I'm going to use our fine tip glue, and I'm just going to put a few drops of glue just behind some of the letters so that it's hidden. And I don't know, just a couple drops of glue. This is just to hold it in place on the card, and we're going to glue it onto the back. So we're going to really secure it onto the back of the card, but I just want to make sure that that stays nice and secure on the front of the card. So we're going to put this on here. And the only place that there's glue is on the back of the letters, so this is still unglued down, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna, before we glue it to the back, we're gonna add our little twine here, which is under the greeting. So before we glue that down, let's add our twine. So I'm just gonna cut off a healthy bit here. I want to make a bow, so I'm just gonna cut off a bunch. Our baker's twine is one of my favorite things to add to a card because it doesn't add a lot of bulk to the card. You can mail our baker's twine without any extra postage, and it's one of my favorite things. If a card looks a little empty, always add some baker's twine. That always helps. Baker's twine and glitter. They're my two favorite things. So I'm just going to tie this into a bow. I'm like all thumbs today too, you guys. I don't know if it's like the cold or what. But this is the first time I've been in my craft room for almost a week, so I'm a little out of it anyway. So I'm a little out of practice. I'm just going to tie this into a bow. I always tie my baker's twine into a knot. You might have seen that. I always tie my baker's twine into a knot because I cannot tie a bow without tying a knot first. So, which is a lot of reasons why I don't do bows with ribbon on my card, because it just makes them too bulky because I can't do it without tying a knot. So we have a nice little bow there. Okay, now we can glue down this vellum piece. I'm going to put a little bit of a piece of here, and then we're just going to fold that over, and that's also just going to help secure our twine too. Okay, so very cute. Look at how cute this is coming along. Super easy. Let me get some more pieces from our card over here. So I have a few, my card base out of the way. I have a couple pieces of DSP here. So we're going to be using this piece and then this one with the copper. And then I also have a piece of just our plain copper foil. So we're going to start by gluing these down. And I'm going to put this one just off to the side over here. I'm going to leave a little border. And then I'm going to put the copper one right next to that one, just overlapping it just a little. And they should line up on the top and the bottom nice and straight. And then for this piece, I want to glue it on the back of here. So I'm just going to run a line of glue just down just along where the tree edge is. And then we're just going to glue this onto here. So just a few of those little copper bits are going to show. But it's going to look very nice. And then on the back of this one, we're going to stick it on with some dimensionals. I love dimensionals. This is a really pretty card, and if you mass produce this card, this is a really good one to do for Christmas too, because once you get in the habit of that partial die cutting, I mean, it can go really, really quick. So, and then this is just going to go onto our card as well, just right there. So we have that foil DSP, we have the copper foil, and then we just have some little spotted DSP. So pretty. And this card is almost done. Then we just have a couple more things to add. So I'm going to stick this card onto my card base. And then I'm going to stick this onto my, lots of glue just to hold it secure. Oh, what's wrong with me today? You guys have those days where you're just kind of off in the crafting world. And then the last thing that I wanted to do, I wanted to bring in a little bit more of the metallic look. So I have our copper metallic thread here, and I'm going to pull off quite a bit of this because I want a big bow here. So I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to fold this into fourths. And this is the copper thread is not the easiest to tie with, but I think it adds a lot. So if you're up for the challenge, this is always a fun thing to do. So I'm folding it in fourths, and then I'm cutting the little ends. So basically I have 4 strands that are about the same length. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to put them under here, and I'm going to tie another little bow around this white baker's twine bow. So I'm just going to try to hold this together. We're going to see. So again, I'm going to tie this into a knot because I can't tie a bow without tying it into a knot first. I don't know if you guys can hear my daughter. She is in her room playing something, and she is like screaming, and she is doing something active in there. But she's got a nice little imagination, so she can handle it. Okay, so I've tied it into a knot, and now we're going to tie it into a little bow. And I love the look of this metallic thread when it's in a bow. So, but again, it's not the easiest to tie, but you really gotta want it. So, but I love this like messy little look it gives, and I'm just gonna trim off a lot of those little edges here. But I love that super messy little look here. And then just to make sure that's held in place, I'm gonna take my fine tip glue pen again, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on that knot right there. And that is gonna hold that metallic thread in place so that it doesn't move at all. So that is my card for today. So what do you guys think? Leave me comments, let me know what you think of the card. If there's ever anything that you want to see, please let me know. I'd be glad to show that to you. So let me bring in our original again. So we have two really cute Christmas cards, and you can do this with any color scheme. I just chose the colors based on the colors that were in the DSP, the Joyous Noel DSP, but you can use whatever DSP you have, or just use any colors that you have. This would be really cute with an embossing folder too, to add a little bit of texture with that. So if you have any questions, again, please let me know in the comments. You can head to my online store and shop with this hostess code, and if you use the hostess code and your order is over $50, again, I will send you the Santa's Workshop enamel dots for free. The link is in my description of this video, as well as the link to my Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack, which registration is open and it is filling. So if you plan on attending my Christmas card Stamp-A-Stack in October, make sure you sign up via the link in the description of the video. So that is it, you guys. Join me again next Tuesday at 2:30. I'll have another fun project for you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.